Hello and welcome. Today we have some very sad news to share about beloved actress Lonnie Anderson. You may remember Lonnie as the glamorous Jennifer Marlowe on the hit CBS sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. On August 3rd, 2025, just 2 days before her 80th birthday, Lonnie Anderson passed away at age 79. In this video, we'll take a warm look back at her life and career, from her humble beginnings to her rise as a television star, to the indelible legacy she leaves behind. We'll also talk about her personal life, her family, marriages, and the challenges she faced. So please, if you're new here, consider subscribing and hit that like button so you don't miss future videos. Let's dive into the story of Lonnie Anderson's life and legacy. Lonnie K. Anderson was born on August 5, 1945, in St. Paul, Minnesota. Her father, Clayton Andy Anderson, was an environmental chemist, and her mother, Maxine Hazel Nay Callan, had been a model. Lonnie grew up in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. Her family lived in the suburb of Roseville, where she was very active. She even won a teen beauty pageant in high school. Like many Minnesotans of her generation, she was raised in a typical Midwestern environment and competed in local theater and pageants. In fact, when she moved to Los Angeles in the mid-1970s to pursue acting, she famously dyed her natural brunette locks platinum blonde, a transformation that would later help land her breakthrough roles. These early years in Minnesota helped shape Lonnie's work ethic and charm, long before she ever stepped onto the Hollywood stage. Career. After a small debut role in the 1966 Steve McQueen film Nevada Smith, Lonnie Anderson toiled for years with guest spots and minor parts on TV. Her big break came in 1978 when she won the role of Jennifer Marlowe on WKRP in Cincinnati, in that popular CBS comedy about the quirky staff of a failing radio station. Lonnie's character was a smart, capable receptionist who happened to be stunningly beautiful. Audiences adored her. Jennifer Marlowe turned the sexy receptionist trope on its head by being warm, witty, and always ready to deflect unwanted calls for her boss. The role made Lonnie Anderson a household name. It earned her 3 Golden Globe nominations and 2 Emmy Award nominations, reflecting how well she won over critics and fans alike. Her portrayal was more than just eye candy. As Reuters notes, Anderson's Jennifer Marlowe was the brainy, glamorous radio station receptionist, defying workplace sexual stereotypes. Even Lonnie herself embraced the mix of qualities. She later told Fox News, "I never thought I would be Lonnie Anderson, sex symbol. But I embrace it," adding that she viewed it all with humor and pride. After WKRP ended in 1982, Anderson continued to work steadily. She co-starred with Burt Reynolds in the 1983 comedy Stroke Race, sparking a real-life romance. In 1980, she starred as movie icon Jane Mansfield in The Jane Mansfield Story, opposite a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. She appeared with Steve Martin in The Lonely Guy, 1984, and later tackled a dramatic turn as 1930s actress Thelma Todd in White Hot, The Mysterious Murder of Thelma Todd, 1991. Lonnie also continued on TV, reprising Jennifer Marlowe in 2 episodes of the new WKRP in Cincinnati, 1993, and appearing in series like Nurses. In 2023, she even featured in the Lifetime TV movie Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas, alongside Linda Gray, Donna Mills, Morgan Fairchild, and Nicolette Sheridan. Throughout it all, Anderson had an infectious energy. She later reflected that she took whatever my career threw at me, using her famous charm in all sorts of roles. Beyond acting, Lonnie Anderson was a writer too. In 1995, she published her autobiography, My Life in High Heels, describing it as the growth of a woman who survives. In the book and interviews, she candidly discussed everything from her childhood and family to her Hollywood marriages and motherhood. In short, Lonnie's career spanned over 4 decades, with dozens of TV series, movies, and even voice work, a legacy that would keep her loved and remembered by generations of fans. Legacy. Lonnie Anderson's legacy is that of a true television icon. She brought warmth, wit, and confidence to every role, and her Jennifer Marlowe character in particular became a symbol of how women could be both glamorous and smart. The enduring popularity of WKRP in Cincinnati which still airs in syndication, is a testament to her impact. Her colleagues and friends have noted the qualities she brought to the industry and to people's lives. Actress Morgan Fairchild wrote on social media that Anderson was the sweetest, most gracious lady and a wonderful talent. Her longtime manager, Steve Sauer, said Anderson was a class act. Beautiful, talented, witty, always a joy to be around, calling her the ultimate working mother who managed to balance family and career. Fellow actress Barbara Eden of I Dream a Genie also paid tribute, noting that Anderson had a razor-sharp wit and a glowing sense of humor. Eden added that Lonnie was a darling lady and a genuinely good person, calling her one in a trillion. In short, people remember Lonnie Anderson not just for her beauty and talent, but for her generous spirit and professionalism. Fans recall how she lit up the screen with her smile and her kindness off-screen. Even after all these years, WKRP still attracts viewers, and new generations are discovering Jennifer Marlowe's charm. Proof that Lonnie Anderson's work truly stood the test of time. Personal life. Off-screen, Lonnie Anderson was as down-to-earth and caring as her friends describe. She was devoted to her family and loved her roles as wife, mother, and grandmother. In interviews and in her memoir, she emphasized resilience. Writing My Life in High Heels helped her process hardships, as well as joycbsnews.com. Those who knew her say she remained positive and funny throughout her life. Steve Sauer's tribute captured this balance. Well, Lonnie was a hard worker in Hollywood, but he noted she also was the ultimate working mother. Family first, and maintained a great balance with her career, thedailybeast.com. This meant she often put her children's needs ahead of her work, a trait praised by her loved ones. Anderson was also generous and gentle off-camera. She quietly supported causes close to her heart. For example, after her own daughter Deidre was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, Lonnie became involved in MS charities like the Race to Erase MS GalaPeople.com. Lonnie never sought the spotlight for these efforts, but attended fundraisers and lent her name to help research. Friends remember her with affection. Actor Barbara Eden said Lonnie had a glowing sense of humor and was a genuinely good person. thedailybeast.com. In short, the actress who played Jennifer Marlowe in sitcoms was in real life a warm, loving wife and mom who cherished her family and tried to help others whenever she could. Religion. Lonnie Anderson's faith life was largely private and isn't widely documented in the news. According to One Profile, a Christian ministry website, she was a dedicated Christian and often spoke about finding strength through faith. Marriages. Lonnie Anderson was married 4 times throughout her life. Her first marriage was at age 19 in 1964 to real estate developer Bruce Hasselberg. They had 1 daughter, Deidre, born in 1965, before divorcing in 1966. Deidre would grow up to be a school administrator in California, and Lonnie remained close to her daughter throughout her life. In 1974, Lonnie married again, this time to actor Ross Bickle. They were together for about 7 years, 1974 to 1981. By most accounts, this was a relatively private period of her life. After divorcing Bickle, Lonnie's 3rd marriage would become the most famous. In 1988, she wed actor Burt Reynolds. The couple fell in love on the set of Stroke Race and became a Hollywood power couple. They even held a top-secret wedding at Reynolds' Florida ranch. She later told People magazine she felt like Cinderella marrying Prince Charming. Lonnie and Burt adopted a son, Quentin, during their marriage. However, their relationship was famously stormy and very public. They divorced in 1994 after a difficult split. Their divorce battled for years, but Lonnie later forgave Burt, even saying, "We were friends first and friends last," before his death in 2018. Despite the drama, Anderson always expressed hope for peace. In fact, after Burt passed in 2018, she publicly paid respect and said she and their son Quentin were touched by the outpouring of love from friends and family. Lonnie's 4th and final marriage came in 2008 when she wed Bob Flick, a musician and founding member of the folk group The Brothers Four. Lonnie and Bob had actually met decades earlier in 1963, but they reconnected and fell in love later in life. They spent over 17 happy years together until her passing. By all accounts, her marriage to Bob was a stable and loving one. Her family statement on her death even called him our dear wife, sick mother and grandmother, underscoring how she was cherished at home. Illness and death. The entertainment world was stunned when Lonnie Anderson's publicist confirmed that she had died on August 3rd, 2025, in a Los Angeles hospital. According to the statement, she passed following an acute prolonged illness. No specific disease was named, but she had been quietly struggling with health issues for some time. She had long been an advocate for lung health charities, in part because both her parents suffered from COPD. The timing of her death, just 2 days before what would have been her 80th birthday, was especially poignant. At the time of her passing, Anderson was surrounded by family and loved ones. Her publicist Cheryl Kagan told the Daily Beast she died in a hospital in Los Angeles on Sunday. Surrounded by her loved ones, the family released a heartfelt statement saying, "We are heartbroken to announce the passing of our dear wife, mother, and grandmother." In the days since, tribute have poured in from fans and stars alike. Actors Linda Gray, Morgan Fairchild, Barbara Eden, and many others took to social media to express their grief and admiration. Lonnie Anderson's death was covered by all major news outlets, reflecting her lasting impact on the industry. Reporters noted her achievements and quoted her own words about perseverance. While facing her diagnosis with determination, she continued working. Read part of the family statement. In keeping with Anderson's spirit, the family requested that donations in her memory be made to organizations like the National Lung Health Education Program or the American Cancer Society, causes that were meaningful to her due to her longtime advocacy. May she rest in peace. Thank you for watching. Till next time.